This is Brian Easterling, a volunteer fire chief. Easterling ran a side business with an old friend, Michael Evers, repairing and flipping cars. Evers began to experience financial difficulties, and Easterling loaned him a substantial amount of money, over $25,000. Evers dodged Easterling several times to avoid repaying the loan, and finally told Easterling that he would not be able to come up with the money. Easterling shot Evers in the back of the head, draped a tarp over the body, and then proceeded to check the office for money before leaving. What he failed to realize is that everything was caught on camera.
I run everything, and I lost my temper, and he wasn't gonna just belittle me. It was just rage. I'm sorry. I left there when we left Mako. He said he had money at his shop, so we were gonna swing by there, and then I told him I had to go to my meeting. And then when we get there, he gives me this sob story and this and that, and I was just like, this is bullshit.
Can you think of any reason why we want to talk to you this evening, Brian?
No.
Okay. I've spoken to Michael that lives across the street from you.
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken to Glenn. There was an incident that happened on Thursday. Okay. In Escambia County. Were you in Escambia County on Thursday?
Yes.
All right. What were you doing in Escambia County?
I went and visited Mike Evers at Mako.
At Mako. Okay. And after you left Mako, where did you head?
I came back here and had a meeting at the fire station at 7 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Mr. Evers was found deceased today. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A family member called in a welfare check for him. Pensacola Police Department went to his residence, weren't able to find him. They went to his business on Creighton Road. Okay. They located him inside, covered up with a car cover. Okay. When I got there, I learned there's video cameras inside and outside. There at 3939 Creighton Road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I reviewed those video cameras. Okay. I've shown that video to Michael, Glenn, and your wife, along with two people that were at Mako when you and Mike met there. All of those people identified the individual on video as you. Okay. It's a very good video, very clear video. I'd be happy to show you. Show you just how clear it is walking into the building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'd like to ask you again, when you left Mako, where did you go?
Well, I swung by there to pick up some parts and then headed back.
Okay. What happened there on Creighton Road?
Mike had to go to some kind of function, and so I was in the hurry. So we just swung by there, picked up some parts, and then I left.
Okay. What truck did you drive to Pensacola that day?
Michael's.
Michael's truck. What truck did you leave Mike's shop in?
Michael's truck.
Okay. What truck did you use to drop the Mustang and trailer off at the church in Milton?
I didn't drop this. I left there, and Michael's truck came straight to the fire department.
Okay. What if I told you I have you on video walking up behind Mike when y'all are over by the orange truck, red truck, talking, and you pull a pistol out of your right front pocket and shoot him once in the back of the head? I told you, I've got the whole thing on video.
Yeah.
Okay. My reason for being here this evening isn't so much what happened, because I know what happened. It's on video. The whole thing's on video. One of the questions I was going to ask you when we got here is what happened to Mike's truck. We've since found it down by the Circle K at the down at the Circle K by the gas station down there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need to know where the truck is. Basically, my only question, the only thing I need answers to right now, and the same thing with your wife, I just got done talking to her, is why.
I don't know.
And when I'll be honest with you, when we started investigating this morning, and I mean, you see the picture I got from the video, it's crystal clear, all the cameras are.
Mm-hmm.
And I start looking into you. I don't understand why. I mean, you retired Air Force,
Civil service.
civil service, firefighter for 26 years out there,
Yeah.
current fire chief of Baker. And I kept telling myself, I'm like, something's not right here. This doesn't make sense. This guy didn't do this. This guy doesn't have a history. You're 52, 53 years old.
52.
I mean, you got some little DV stuff, in the early 2000s,
Some what?
domestic violence stuff
Oh. Yeah.
in the early 2000s, but nothing like this, and and it looks like you and Mike are just having a conversation. I mean, when I talked to the manager at the Mako, she said y'all hung out there until about 5 o'clock. She had to leave at some point, but came back and y'all were hanging out in the office just talking.
Mm-hmm.
Easterling and Evers have been friends for years, and Easterling was the last person anyone would have suspected of killing Evers. There had been no fight or any outward indication that Easterling was contemplating murder.
So it doesn't sound like there's any animosity there. So what happened?
Well, he owes me some money and he refused to pay me. Says he owes everybody money.
How much money does he owe you?
About 25 grand.
Okay. So.
Gave me this sob story about building this new shop and, and
So what was the reasoning for taking the trailer and the car?
you get my 25 grand.
Okay, to sell it to get your money. Okay. So if you don't mind, we'll just kind of start over a little bit. Why did you use Michael's truck that day?
Oh, well, because Michael had backed over a mailbox the day before.
Okay.
And I was going to ask Mike to see if he could fix it for him as a favor.
Okay. Did Michael know that? Because Michael was under the impression that your truck was broken, something about a tire, that you needed to borrow his truck that day.
No, I just was asking Michael if he could look at where he backed over a mailbox the day before.
Okay. So what time do you think you got to the Mako that day?
Well, we were supposed to go have lunch, but he had some employees calling sick and one's got COVID. And but he couldn't leave Mako. And then his daughter or stepdaughter had to leave. So we waited, and then I had to get back, and he was just kind of blowing me off. So I just.
Well, yeah, you owed you 25 grand. I can understand him blowing you off. I'm sure that pissed you off quite a bit. It would me. So y'all hang out at the Mako until about 5-ish?
Yeah, it was like 5 because I told him I had to get back.
Okay.
And he said, we'll run by this thing. He had some parts, and then he was going to give me the money. And then we got there, he said he didn't have the money, that he owed somebody else $9,000 and had to put $30,000 in his in the account just to keep Mako afloat. Just more excuses. So.
Yeah, the whole time he's building a new shop.
Yeah.
So.
And has all his cars, and you can't do nothing with them.
Yeah.
Not only was Evers in debt, but his business was doing so badly that it was going to have to close, a fact that Easterling felt added insult to injury, since his loan was used for an unnecessary new building.
So y'all get back to his shop there on Creighton. Walk me. You weren't there long, so just kind of walk me.
No, he walked in and he said he was going to go get money, and then he went in there and he came back out and he's like, "Listen, man, I just don't have your money." And I'm like, "Well, I got bills to pay and stuff to do, and it's been all week. I'm supposed to be over there, and I finally picked up one of my cars that was over there that's been there for a long time, and then." I don't know. I just get fed up with being lied to, and then turn around and he buys more cars, and I mean, I love him, but it is like you're just taken advantage of.
No, was the 25 grand like a one-time thing, or did he, did it start with him owing you 5 grand and then 10 grand and then 15, or?
Well, we were supposed to be partners in a car, and he didn't come up with his side of the money, and then he needed to borrow some money, and then it just ended up being a total of 25 grand. But he just acts like it, But I know he owes a lot of people money.
So after you shot him, what did you take out of his pockets?
Just his phone.
Just his phone. Okay. You didn't have any cash or anything on him?
No. Let's see if he had my money, because he acted like he did. Then he told me he had to put $30,000 in the bank that day just to cover his Mako business.
Okay. And then you covered him up. What was the thought behind that?
I don't know. It was just rage. I mean, I should have done it. No, I didn't. I didn't. But I just feel like I was just getting the wrong end again. I mean, I've never shot anybody or anything, any violence for, but I need the money to do things that I need to do, and he said he had the money.
And then from what I can see, you go outside, you get him out of his truck. You go and park that kind of down around the corner. And you come back and you get Mike's truck. What was your thinking? What was your reasoning for taking Mike's truck?
Really, I was going to take it to his house and just take the Mustang, but I don't know, I was just driving and I had to get back, so I just figured I'd just drop off the Mustang and go.
Okay. So did you take interstate, or?
Yeah, I took interstate.
Took interstate from the looks of it up to probably Baghdad exit.
Yeah.
Okay. And why'd you pick the church? Just a big open parking lot, or?
Yeah, I just gonna drop it off.
Okay. And then from there, which way did you go back to Pensacola?
I think I took 90.
Okay. Take 90 back to Pensacola. Pull up down there by the red light. I'm guessing at an apartment complex or something. He left his truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then did you walk back to the shop? Walk back to or close to
Michael's truck.
Close to the shop and got Michael's truck. And from there you went to the fire department?
Mhm.
Okay. Why did you have Glenn and Jennifer go and pick up the car yesterday?
Well, I was gone and I didn't want somebody else to take it.
You didn't have the chance to go back and get it on Friday or anything?
I mean, I just didn't. I didn't know what to do. I knew.
Now, is that your car or is that his car or is that both of y'all's car?
It was both of our cars.
Okay. So that's one of the ones y'all went in as partners on. Okay.
That I fronted.
You said you took his cell phone. Where is his cell phone now?
I don't know. I just threw it out.
Okay, along interstate or along Highway 90 or any area in particular?
It was somewhere on scenic highway heading towards the interstate.
Okay, scenic heading towards the interstate. Okay. So you're heading northbound, right-hand lane. Did you throw it out the passenger side or the driver's side?
Passengers.
Out the passenger side. Okay. What about the gun?
Yeah, I threw it out.
Where did you throw it out at?
Over the bridge.
Over the bridge. While you're driving his truck? Or,
No, Michael's truck.
okay. What about the clothes you had on that day? Do you know where those are at? Are they at the house or did you throw them away? Or?
I didn't know.
So they'd be at the house.
Yeah.
And it's a not sure if I don't think I have a picture of the shirt she had on. But that right there, that's Michael's truck parked out front along the road. All right. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. I'm going to step out here real quick and talk to the state attorney. I'll come back in and talk to you some more if she has any questions. Okay. I'm going to let you talk to your wife before we get done tonight. If that's okay with you. If that's something you'd like to do.
That's fine.
Who'd you meet with at the fire department?
What's that?
Who'd you meet with at the fire department?
We had our business meeting.
Okay, so it was everybody.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. What kind of gun was it that you tossed off the bridge?
It's 38.
Okay. 38 revolver.
Mm-hmm.
Easterling didn't usually carry a gun. The prosecution argued that this clearly showed that the murder was premeditated.
Okay. The reason I ask is because they're doing a search warrant at your house right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they found a 32 caliber pistol.
That was my dad's.
That was your dad's?
Yeah.
And what they're trying to do is they're trying not to take everything, so they're trying to get it narrowed down.
Yeah,
So.
I've never had bullets for it. It's just an antique, like 1907
Okay.
or something.
So it was a 38 revolver? Okay. Is there anything else you think that's important that I haven't asked you? Okay. Did you look anywhere else in the business for money, or did you just look in his pocket?
No, I just looked in his pocket. I went upstairs, the door was locked, but then I left.
Okay.
It was locked.
Okay.
He told me the money was there.
Okay. Do you know what kind of 38 it was? I mean, was it a Colt or a Rossi, anything like that?
No.
little snub nose, or did it have a long barrel?
No, it was short.
Short barrel. Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
When did y'all do this deal that he's been cheating y'all, screwing you out of money on?
Well, it's been about a year on a Mustang that we were doing on one, and then when he bought that 65 coupe, I had my monies from when my dad passed away, and we were supposed to just quickly flip it around, but he had it tied up in the shop.
Why did you take the gun with you today? Or
I always carry a gun.
You always
I
carry.
have concealed carry.
You do have concealed carry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I noticed on the video when Mike walks in and you're standing at the doorway, you're looking around pretty hard. You're turning, you're looking, basically from what it looks like to me, you're making sure nobody's around. Is that accurate?
No.
You turn in a complete circle.
Well, I just looking around. I mean, he said he was just gonna go get the money, and then he went in the hallway, and then he came out, and then we start talking about money he's got tied up in the cars on the lift there, and then the truck, the burgundy truck, and then he was telling me you don't have the money.
At what point did you decide, or did you get angry?
I feel like I'm just getting lied to my face and cheated out of my money. I mean, Mike and I have been doing cars for 15 years, and it's just, it seems like I always end up with a short end of the stick on.
So you and him have been working together, or knowing each other for a long time?
Yeah, 15 years.
Okay.
I loved him like a brother. I mean, it was just rage. Because I went there expecting to get my money.
Y'all talk pretty regularly?
Yeah. But it's always one excuse or the other.
Did he usually carry money with him?
He deals a lot with cash. That's all he wants is cash. He hides a lot of the business by cash and runs it through a business that's not even his. And I mean,
Because I talked to a couple people and they said he usually carries a money clip full of money.
well, usually I always see it in a bank bag.
And other people say it's usually in a red bank bag.
Yeah.
We never found a red bank bag.
Yeah, neither did I.
So it wasn't in the truck. He didn't have it
No,
with him.
he didn't have. He told me he had to deposit $30,000 Thursday, which you probably can check his records. But he said that he didn't have enough money to pay for his people to work for it to cover the bills at Mako. And so he used that money for that. And I mean, if you would have just told me that to begin with, I wouldn't even come over there.
All right. How many times did you come over on Thursday?
Twice.
Okay. Once around, I think you said lunchtime.
Yeah.
And then
And then he told me he couldn't meet, that he had to go run some errands.
Right.
He was going to go pick up our car. And then he was going back to Mako, that I could just meet him there. He had a meeting.
Had he screwed you out of money before in the past? You said you felt like you were getting the short end. You've gotten the short end.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some cars where he's like sold them supposedly, and we ended up not getting supposedly what we were supposed to get out of it. But I don't really know all the details because he has people selling third parties and stuff. And it's just like, he gets his money and then I don't know. We stopped doing a lot of cars together. And then last year we did one and then this Mustang here.
Now, obviously, he's the paint guy from the look of it.
Yeah.
What's your part in it? Are you mechanic?
I do, like on the Mustang, I do a lot of the, all the putting it together, building it,
Okay.
putting like all my labor.
Okay. Where's your phone at?
My what?
Your phone?
Is right next to my bed, plugged in.
Did you go back by the shop any in the past few days to? I'm assuming you knew as soon as.
I knew it was just a matter after I left that. I mean, as soon as it happened, that's so stupid. I didn't know what to do. I was just so angry.
What fire station did you go to that Thursday evening?
The one in Baker.
The Baker Fire Station?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you stop anywhere along the way? Tom Thumbs, anything like that?
No, sir.
What about on the way over there?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, I hate it. I mean,
I hate it. Believe me, it hurts me a lot more than. I mean, I ruined my whole life over just some anger, and it wasn't worth it. I know. But I just hate being taken advantage of. And we're supposed to be like close friends. I mean, if you just told me you didn't have the money Thursday, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't even went over there. Well, I was gonna pick up the Mustang and we had some work to do.
What did y'all need to do with the Mustang?
There's some little bit of paint work needed to be done. 2 new tires for the front, so they match.
You're a painter also, I'm guessing, or?
Yeah, I did a little bit of everything. I've been restoring cars with my dad since I was 14.
Alright, what's your wife's name? I'm gonna here and talk to you. Obviously
I know.
she's upset.
She's destroyed.
So the only reason, the only question she had for me is a reason, why? Why? And I told her, I said, I can't tell you the why. The only person that has the answer to that is Brian.
Yeah.
So that I think it'd be better, coming from you than coming from me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we showed up this evening to serve a search warrant and arrest warrant on your neighbor. While we were there, we looked across the street. We saw a truck we were looking for also, and we spoke with you about that truck. What can you tell me about the truck? When you let somebody borrow it, who you let borrow it, that kind of stuff.
Well, he had called me the night before and asked me, or he had texted me, I think, and asked me if I had.
And what night was that?
That would have been, I guess Wednesday night.
Okay.
And he'd asked me if I had plans tomorrow, and I would think of it, but I mean, even have it on a text message. And I'm like, I have an appointment at 10 in the morning. Well, then I said, what would you help? is there something I can do? And he was like, can I borrow your truck tomorrow? He said that his truck was, someone was on the tire and he couldn't take the other truck being the, I guess his work truck, because he couldn't take it to, install it. I guess it's not good look, I don't know. Well, anyway, that morning I remember I didn't leave my house till about 9 and my truck hadn't left there, and I thought, so I called him and I said, Brian, you going, I thought you used the truck. And he said, well, I couldn't go this morning, I'm going to have to take it, later today. And looking back on it, I can remember telling Andy the other night, it was like 7:30, I was like, I thought he just had to go get a rim fix or something, you know what I mean? And I thought it was weird that he wasn't back, because he usually, if he parks, he'd bring it right back.
And that was about 7:30.
I guess that would have been Thursday night.
Thursday evening. Okay.
Right. And so, I've talked to him. I was gonna, like I was telling you earlier, he had made some lasagna and brought it to my house probably 2 weeks ago. And I still had the dish in my refrigerator, and I took it over to him. I called him last night and said, hey man, I'm sorry I hadn't brought that dish back, but I washed it today. I'm gonna bring it back. And he said, well, you can just bring it to me tomorrow. And I didn't ask any questions or anything, but I thought it was kind of weird because he'd usually tell me, hey, we're out of town. And I noticed their car wasn't there, but then at 11 o'clock last night, I noticed it was there. And I just thought it was kind of weird that he wouldn't say, hey, we're in Atmore, somewhere, you know what I mean? But I don't know what yesterday has to do with anything, but I just thought it was a little bit weird. I'll be honest with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you know what time he did end up bringing it back on Thursday?
I'm trying to recollect my thoughts from Thursday, and I was gone most of the day that day. I just know that it was back at my house, and he had put the keys just right there in the middle of my console, so I didn't even physically see him.
Did you see him at any point on Thursday?
No, I didn't. I really didn't.
Okay. And I showed you a picture while we were.
I could have seen him that morning. That was definitely him in the picture.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the picture.
He would be the last person I would think that would be involved in something.
And the individual in that picture is
definitely him, man.
Is definitely Brian.
No doubt about it.
Okay. Is there anything else you can think of that would assist me in my investigation? Anything I haven't asked you?
This witness, as well as others, told the police that Easterling was behaving oddly shortly before the murder. As the statements and evidence mount, it becomes increasingly unlikely that it was a spur-of-the-moment murder.
It's a nice one when he had back surgery. I just know he didn't need to pick up heavy stuff, so that's why I'd asked him if I could help him put whatever, and he never responded to me. I thought that was kind of weird too.
Right. You said you got some text messages from him the past few days? Or I guess Wednesday and Thursday?
Right. And the other, so I work for a company called Modern Women of America.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote some life insurance on both his grandchildren. Well, they sync my contacts through my work, so it comes up under James Sawyer. That's his grand. Okay. If you're wondering why I got saved under different, you know what I mean. So, let me see here. So, let me see. Wait, this is weird because it's not even. I think I was looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Let's see. James Sawyer. That was. Okay, here it is. Okay, so that he had asked to call me the night before. He said, I might need to borrow your truck if possible. I cracked rim, need to run to Pensacola to get my rim fixed. Are you taking your car or your truck?
Do you mind if I take a couple pictures?
No, I don't mind. But I think it's weird that, what are your plans tomorrow? Well, I mean, I know he's just asking me if I need my truck, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And what I did in there is just showed him, because I had to get in the shower that morning, so I had to go, I had an appointment at it. He usually gets up early in the morning when he needs to do something and goes and does it. So I didn't want him to be waiting on me, you know, that's why I put my keys out there. And I have to show him where I left them, you know. I mean, he's the kind of guy to do anything for anybody. That's why I'm so dumbfounded by all this. I mean,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can I get you to raise your right hand for me? You swear to affirm everything you told me today is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I swear.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, we'll get you out of here so that you can get back home. All righty. Do you have any questions for me or anything like that?
No, I just, I mean, I'm dumbfounded, and I hope that, anyway, I don't think that I had any, you know.
No, sir, no. And like I told you out there, you're not in any trouble, anything like that. You
I
know,
mean, I'm a little upset that he wanted to, you know, I mean, why couldn't he take his own truck?
Right.
I mean, I thought there was something wrong with his tire rim. I mean,
right. And you're just being a good neighbor, good friend, you know, letting him, you know, borrow your truck.
looking back, I think it's weird that he wanted to, I'll be honest with you.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, that's all.
No, I completely understand. Like I said, you're not in any trouble, anything like that. You know, I mean, we've all let people borrow our trucks. You know,
Right.
So
Never.
I sure do appreciate you coming in and talking to us.
Anything I can do to assist.
Yes, sir. And like I said, you know, obviously we you know, we're gonna take the truck for a couple days. You know, get the computer downloaded in, and then we'll get it back to you.
Yes, fair.
All right, sir.
Whatever I can do to help.
Yes, sir. I sure appreciate
And
it.
thinking about it, I really haven't driven it since the other day.
Okay.
I'll tell you that. I mean, I just couldn't, you know, on the spot earlier they were asking me, and I couldn't remember if I moved it up to where it is now, but I don't even think I did. I think you left it right there, and I got my keys out of it and locked it. That was all I've done.
And I asked you about video cameras. You don't have any video cameras around your house except for a Ring doorbell?
Yeah, you know what? So maybe, let me just think back on
Yeah.
because I've got a camera on the other side of my house as well, and that may show me what time he brought it back.
Okay.
You know. That was Thursday. I'm just looking at pictures
Yes,
of
sir.
Thursday, and here it is at 6:16 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And there's my car, so he still hadn't made it back there. And I was just seeing if there was one with him pulling up, and what time was it? It's earlier, so that was the last one I had on Thursday. And sometimes that thing will pick up stuff, you know what I mean?
Right. And that's your truck right there, right?
That was today.
That's today?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like, or yesterday it says, but, well, it's after 12 now, I guess, so that makes sense.
Yes, sir. So, all right. Well, we'll get you out of here and
Just in disbelief. I just want to see. I hadn't thought about that camera until just now. I was hoping it had something maybe him bringing, you know.
yes, sir. Like I said, I sure do appreciate it, Mike.
You're more than welcome.
And I've got your number. If I need
if there's
anything,
anything I can do to
I'll give
assist,
you a
I mean,
call. All right, Glenn. Investigator teammate, we talked earlier out there on scene.
Yes.
Just go over a few things. Like I said, you know, obviously, you know, I wanted to get it audio and video recorded. Mr. Glenn Arney,
Yes.
122, 1975.
Yes.
We were out there talking to Michael on scene about his truck. I know that we'd asked Michael about, you know, if he'd seen any Mustangs or anything over there, and he said he doesn't know much about cars and knows that you help Brian with cars from time to time. That's when he called you over to see if you know what we were talking about. And you mind telling me again what you told me about the Mustang the past few days?
Sunday, I was helping my brother out on the job site. Excuse me, Saturday. My apologies. I helped him all day, and we was over off of Melton Road doing a job, and I got a phone call around one-ish, somewhere around noon to one somewhere, and I got the records on my phone.
Yep, 1:11 p.m.
Yes, sir.
is when you got the phone call.
And I was asked if I could to go get a car in Milton.
Who did you get a phone call from?
Brian Easterling.
Okay.
He said it was a Mustang sitting on a trailer over there. The guy's car, or his truck broke down. Truck got towed back to Orange Beach, and said that the tow truck would not tow the trailer or the car because they didn't have means. So he offered me $100 to go over there and get the car and bring it back. And
you showed me, you told me that where you went and got it. You said you picked up the car about 4 o'clock.
yes, sir.
And it was in the back of a church parking lot.
That's correct, sir.
And I looked up the church you were talking about. I knew exactly where you were talking about. I just couldn't remember the name of the church.
Yes,
but it was but you told me you go across the bridge into Milton.
Yes, sir.
On Highway 90. You said it was the third red light.
I believe it is right across from that outdoor bar there.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And so that's going to be at the corner of Canal and Highway 90, and it's going to be the First Baptist Church of Milton.
I guess so.
And I'll show you this map real quick.
Yes, sir.
So you got the Highway 90 bridge coming into Milton right here, and then right here is the church.
Let's see. So coming that curve. I apologize. I don't have my glasses.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Mind if I
Yeah, do whatever you need.
Sorry. Okay, so if I'm coming across the bridge, okay, there's the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes, the church is right in this bend. So yes, the car was sitting in this corner right here.
Okay, so the car was sitting in the back corner at Highway 90 and Mary Street,
Right up in here, in this parking area right here.
back by the drainage pond.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So and it was you and your wife that went
That's great.
yesterday and picked it up, and then you towed it back,
Yes,
doing your friend a favor.
yes, sir.
Where did you tow it to?
Well, I was given a choice. He told me, he said either I could take it to my friend Kevin's house, which is Brian's partner, or I could take it to my place where my camper is. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm in a hurry, so I'll just take it to my camper. I did not know anything. I figured he'd come get it today, or somebody. But he said that something about the guy when he got his truck fixed, but that he would come and get the car if he wasn't going to buy it. So my thing is, okay, well, Brian, he was out of town. That's why he asked me to go get it. So I figured he'd come get the car for me and secure the car for his friend, not knowing I'd be housing it, And
Right.
so, and then, and that was where it ended. So that's where it all stopped. And then, of course, Michael calls me tonight and says, hey, Glenn, something's going on over here at Brian's. Well, I thought somebody got hurt. And, so I wanted to make sure what was going on. And in a way, I'm really glad I really bumped into this so I'd understand where that car's about.
Yes, sir.
So now I just want the car taken off the property, and I don't want nothing to do with this car.
Absolutely. Brian tried to sell you the car?
Well, he had told me they were, he said the guy was wanting to sell the car for $18,000 or $20,000 with the trailer.
Okay.
And that's what and I got that in text message.
Yep. And I did a screen recording earlier when we were out on scene of your text messages between you and Brian about him talking about picking up the car and all that stuff.
Easterling tried to sell Evers's vehicles to recoup his loss. It was a desperate move, and one that was destined to fail, not only because the sale would be easy to trace, but because he was foolish enough to attempt to make the sale within his community.
Is there anything else you can think of that I haven't asked you? Anything that might have been suspicious the past few days, or?
No, everything's pretty normal. I mean, I really haven't talked to him. I know that the other morning I talked to him. He was taking Kevin to the airport. Kevin's his partner was flying out to Maine.
What day do you think that was?
That was on Friday morning.
Okay.
He was driving his truck. He used his truck to drive him to the airport.
Okay.
But his truck's, I guess, back at his house now, so I don't know what's the deal with that. But yes, he had actually carried Kevin to the airport, and that's the only time I've talked to Brian.
Okay.
And that was it until yesterday.
Okay. All right, raise your right hand for me.
Yes, sir.
You swear and affirm everything you told me today is the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you one of my cards. I've got a phone number here of 685-9404.
That's great.
That's a good phone number for you if I have any questions or anything
Absolutely.
like that.
Please.
Okay.
I do apologize for any inconvenience. I hate getting messed up and stuff like this.
No, like I said, and the same thing I told Michael, you're doing a friend a favor.
I
Nobody.
thought it was a friend. I don't know now. I'm questioning it now.
No, nobody ever knows what somebody's, intentions are or anything like that. But,
Yes,
like I told Michael, and I'll tell you, you're not in any trouble. We greatly appreciate your help in this matter. I'm glad that, you're able to, clear up some stuff for us, and in the process, we're able to clear up some stuff for you.
please, yes, sir.
So do you have any questions for me?
When can you get the car? That's all.
Yes, sir. We're working on that. Obviously, we got to get Michael's truck,
Yes,
and they're going to get the car. It's going to be this evening,
yes,
this morning. I guess it's about 1 a.m., but it'll be this morning. Obviously, I need to get crime scene out there, take photos of it, and stuff like that. But we'll definitely get it out of your hair.
My apologies again. Yes, sir.
No apologies needed.
Any cooperation on there, just please let me know what I got to do.
All right, I sure appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. What's your first name?
Jennifer.
With a J?
Mm-hmm.
Same last name?
Arnie.
What's your date of birth?
9/22/82.
Yeah, good phone. Alrighty. You're going to tell me a lot of, the same as what your husband did because y'all were both in the vehicle yesterday. But we were out there on scene across the street from Michael's house.
Mm-hmm.
And you and Glenn showed up, to check on your friends. And
Yep.
in that process, we learned about a vehicle that y'all had gone yesterday.
Correct.
And what can you tell me about that?
My husband called my sister-in-law and I and said, y'all have to come see this house that we're working on because my husband and I just lost our house in a fire. So we're talking about building. So my sister-in-law and I drove out there and looked at this blue house, and he said, hey, y'all feel like going to Milton for me? And I said, for Milton for what? What do you need me to go to Milton for? And he said, Brian needs me to pick up a car on a trailer. The truck broke down and whatever, he needs me to pick up a car. And I said, 2 chicks in a truck? I don't know. I don't think that's going to work out. I'm not going to try to, I'm not towing something. Yeah, it's one of those antique cars he has. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. Why don't we do it when you get done? He said, that's fine. So we left the house, went and did our own thing. And then when he got off work, he came and got me and then said, we just go on to Milton and get it now. So Glenn said when he talked to Brian, he said, go through the third light. There was a church. Just past the church is a parking lot on the left. And so we went over the bridge. I was counting lights, and I'm like, there's a big church there, and there's a bar, and there's this. And I said, there it is right there on the thing. So we pulled in and backed up to it and hooked up. And Glenn texted him and said, there was a conversation back and forth on the phone, texting about where to take the car. And he said, you can take it to Kevin's, or you can put it over at your place, at your camper if you want. And Glenn's like, well, why don't we just take it to our camper? That way we don't have to go all the way to Kevin's. And I said, that's fine. Where's Brian? And he said, Brian was at Atmore. And so then the text message came through that it was for sale. And I was like, oh my God, are you serious? Because, again, I love that car. A friend of mine literally has that on her screensaver at work. And that's why I said on my phone, that's a Jen Ben car, because she loves like the Eleanor kind of car. So I was like, well, if she may want it, because she's always talking about getting one. I said, so if he's selling it, I can let her know. So I wrote her and said, hey, this is a Jen Ben car, just kind of shoving it in her face. Took pictures, and we parked it in the yard and left and went on about our way. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this, like I said to you in the yard, this is just floors. This is not something this is not Brian. This is not Brian at all. Yeah. That's why I can't. And they do the car thing, like, all the time. He's got a new car. His dad did cars, and so I would have never thought anything. There would be no reason for us to say, no, Brian, we can't go pick up a car for you.
Right.
And all my husband told me was that the truck had come from Orange Beach and had broke down. The tow company would not tow the car and the trailer and the truck. They just took the truck, and Brian needed to pick up that, and something was wrong with his truck, so Glenn asked Glenn to go do it. And so we did, and that would not be out of the norm
Right.
for anything that we do. We do stuff all the time for him.
Yes, ma'am. Is there anything you can think of that I haven't asked you about any of this? Anything the past few days that been out of the
No.
ordinary for Brian or anything like that?
No, I mean, a friend of ours, he took him to the airport.
Easterling would later change his story during his trial. Instead of admitting to being angry with Evers, he claimed that he was afraid Evers was going to shoot him. This did not sway the judge, since Evers was shot in the back of the head.
Dropped him off. They left. My kids watching their dog. I mean, everything's just normal. I mean, it's just normal. I don't.
Okay, Jennifer. If I can get you to raise your right hand for me. Swear to affirm everything you told me is true to the best of your knowledge.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
I run everything, and I lost my temper, and he wasn't gonna just belittle me. But it was just rage. I'm sorry. I left there when we left Mako. He said he had money at his shop, so we were gonna swing by there, and then I told him I had to go to my meeting. And then when we get there, he gives me this sob story and this and that, and I was just like, this is bullshit. No, you made me so mad. He was supposed to give me $35,000. Then he told me I had to pay $35,000 to pick up her. But it's always an excuse. I just lost it. They just said, hey, you just blew me off like I'm not important and just oh well, you know, didn't care about what I have to have or what I need. And it was just rage. I was just so mad. If he told me he didn't have it, I wouldn't even went over there. I don't know why. Because I was gonna have it. He hit the mailbox and I asked Mike what that nickel if he would pay it. That's the only reason. But it was, Mike said it wasn't that much damage, so I just shot him. I just panicked. I was just so upset because he just like, listen, I know, I'm sorry. He's like, he gets advantage, and he's like, I owe this person $9,000. I owe this person $25,000.
It's not you.
I know it's not me, honey. It's just my rage. I just was like, because there's things I want to do, but I can't do nothing when.
What were you thinking?
Nothing. I wasn't. It's my rage. I'm sorry. I just totally lost my. I know. But please, just listen to me. Listen to me. I know. I'm not worried about me. I deserve whatever happens to me. I know. I know. What do you think? I'm not gonna ever get to see my kids or my grandkids or you. But please.
But how did you do that? He was your friend.
I loved him like a brother. But he just belittled me. What's that?
Why'd you buy his car?
Well, because I got money in that car.
Did you take money after you?
What did you do? No, nothing. He didn't have any money. He didn't have anything. So I don't know why he tried to tell me he did. I know.
I was so sick. I don't know what to do.
Just get your dad to help you sell everything don't know. I can't take it back. After that second, I didn't know what to do. I
What
panicked.
did you do? You just shot. You just pulled your gun out and shot him.
It was just rage. He turned his back to me and he just was like, and I just snapped. Honey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We always talked about people doing stuff like that now, crazy and what ruin people's lives.
I know.
This just
But
don't seem real.
I just lost my temper. I never have done it before. I mean, I don't know. I just felt like you just jerking me around and jerking me around. And
Now we feel so
I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry. But just take care of yourself and there's nothing like just try to take care of yourself and the grandkids and just tell everybody I love them. But please make sure somebody takes June to the airport. I know, but somebody has to because she can't take care of herself. It was it was just rage. And then once I did, and I just panicked. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I couldn't.
This is a dream.
What?
This is a dream.
I know. It's a nightmare. And then I've never.
I know. You've always took care of people and helped people, and I
I
don't
know.
understand this.
But I just wasn't going to be screwed over again. I just would not.
Now where are you? Now where are you at?
I'm going to be in jail the rest of my life. Just call your dad and explain to him, let him help you. Sell my truck, sell the camper, sell the house if you need to, and just take care of yourself.
I need to know. Is there anything else?
What?
Is there anything else I need to know? This
No.
just doesn't seem right. How did you come home and be calm? You just left.
Well, after I found there was nothing, and then I was just like, what the fuck did I just do? I can't believe it.
You don't ever age like that.
What's that?
You don't ever age like that.
I just,
You never hurt people.
I don't. I've never hurt anybody before. But I just wasn't, the way he just talked to me, I just wasn't, I mean, he switched, everything was fine. And then it was just, I don't have the money, I had to put money in the bank to pay for Mako. And it's just like I get lied to my face. And I feel like I get used in here. He's got all this money and, or supposed to have all this money and all these cars, but yet he can't pay me what he owes me. What?
You don't shoot.
I know.
You
I
didn't
know.
even know he was
I
dead.
know.
Did you leave there? You should have called the police.
Then when I would have gone straight to jail. I couldn't think. I just had to leave. I
I
didn't
thought
know.
if anything asked me how self-defense, you couldn't just do this. So unbelievable.
I just want to die. I deserve to die.
You been taking anything, medicines or anything different, or?
Easterling's wife can't come to terms with what he has done and grasps for straws to try to explain his behavior. It is a typical reaction for family members, and many are never able to accept that their loved one is capable of such unspeakable acts.
I wish I could blame it on that, honey, but I just blacked out. It was just rage. I wanted to hit him, but I don't know. I just grabbed my gun and shot him. But it had nothing to do with Michael or anything. It was just me. But when I was at Michael, I asked Mike to look at it, and he said that he could get it fixed real cheap, just as a favor. But I was just gonna get it fixed and surprise Michael, and then it didn't matter what I drove. It had nothing to do with what I drove. I just didn't want
He
to.
told you he had your money?
Yes.
I thought you had. I wish I'd asked more questions or done something to help you. It's my fault, I guess.
No, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I just wanted to make sure everything financially was supposed to come my way.
No,
And I'm sorry. I know. I can't take it back. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. Just face it. Whatever. I know it's going to be tough on everybody. But
don't shock.
you deserve so much better. My rage, I just
Oh, well, you knew, because you knew he had cameras and stuff.
I knew he had camera. I knew it was gonna get caught. That's why I didn't do nothing. I wasn't gonna try to hide it.
That's why you wanted to go this weekend.
But I just wanted to spend some time with you. I knew it was coming.
Real, Brian.
I know.
This is not happening.
I know.
I don't know what to do.
Just go to you have to go to your dad and let them help you. Get everything out of line. No, it's my fault. I was just trying to provide for us and not that, okay, we're gonna be set, Mike's gonna pay me and I have my money back, and then it was just a split second. I just was so mad. I was like, he's not gonna treat me like this.
But you just loved him.
I know, and I'm so thanks. Like a brother, I trusted him.
He said his doctor's moving down here and he's gonna get to be closer with his grandkids.
And then he turned around and just like clapped in my face, just telling me that my needs aren't important, his needs, and here he's building more shop and he can't even afford to pay his people at his work, and use my money to.
So sorry, it's not worth things.
I know it's not worth money. I just lost my.
It's
just that rage. I just don't know what.
Money is not. We could
I
have
know.
done stuff.
I know.
And I don't have a clue. Where's the gun?
I threw it out. But I didn't know what to do.
Is there anything else?
No. That's it. Yeah. Just sell everything.
I can sell things. Oh, I don't, they're not. I don't even know.
Don't worry about me. I don't spend a dime of our money on me. What?
I don't have anything.
What do you mean?
I don't even know dedicated bank accounts.
I can get you all that stuff.
You can't.
they'll let me write all that stuff down for you. But
Why is this okay with you?
what?
What is wrong? I asked you the other day, I was like, tell me something's not right.
I don't know. It was just rage. I didn't go there with the intentions. I mean, I was gonna take it with me. To show him the cars. I did not have any intentions on doing. But when he blew me off and told me that he had to use the money to put in the bank, and then there sat the Mustang that I got money in, I was just like, I'm gonna take my car.
I'm so sorry that you were so
That's
stressed out
stupid.
financially that you felt like you had to do that.
So many things that we plan on doing, and just
I didn't want you. It's
I
not
know.
on you.
I needed to die. Needed to die. But I just wasn't gonna be. Felt like
I feel so stupid for not knowing. I thought that was your radio going off in the room.
What?
When they came, I thought it was your radio. I was like, going off in the room.
I knew it was just a matter of time. I mean, I wasn't gonna try to. You have to be strong. Call Mandy, call Gavin so they know what's going on. I know. You can do this. I don't know, baby. Just don't worry. You have to take care of yourself.
Nobody needs me. You're a lot.
You just have to take care of yourself, honey. And there's nothing. I'm done. And it was just split-second rage, and I wish I didn't have my gun on. I probably would have hit him and gotten a fight, but I just wouldn't. It just wasted my time for nothing.
Like I always said, you try to do too many things for people, trying to please everybody, and get pulled around every which way. But
I know. I know. I let everybody down. I know.
Did you get your wife?
It's not good enough.
I have no reason. I mean, it was just this is rage. And I run everything. I mean, I got my wife, I got 2 kids, I got 4 grandkids. All of them were just an instant of rage. But if he just would have told me, I wouldn't even gone over there.
Like I told you earlier, it's not only, Mike's family that's, destroyed
I know.
by this.
I know. He loves his daughter, and I love Mike like a brother, and that's why it hurts. So it just, I don't know. It's just the rage. I even was gonna take my grandson over when we went the first time. But then he canceled and said he had to go. Then you go to Mako because his employees didn't show up.
Why did you take his phone and toss it out?
I don't know. I just panicked. I don't know. I took Michael's phone and
The video of the murder shows that Easterling was calm and collected. He didn't hesitate in searching Evers's pockets as well as the rest of the office, and he moved as if he had already planned what he was going to do once Evers was dead.
That's just something I thought of, because his wallet's still in his pocket.
yeah. I wasn't there to rob him. I wanted my money, and then I just got angry, and then he just turned his back to me, and and it's like, fuck you, So just the rage. I mean, I've never pulled my gun on anybody. Like, I don't usually carry it just to protect my family. No, I've ruined so many lives.
What?
I said I just ruined so many lives because of my anger.
Are y'all in financial trouble right now?
Us, no. But I got cars that I wanted that I need money to finish, and he's supposed to pay me money on the car that was on the trailer, the 65 Mustang, and he just, but I mean, it seems like he always has, I didn't even know anything about this other shop that he was building, and then he's like, well, I have a $50,000 draw so they could start building my building next week, and I don't have the money. I did have the money, and then he had to deposit $30,000 in his account on Thursday morning, and then if you would have just texted me and said that I don't have your money, then I would even went over there.
How long has he owed you this money?
Well, we were in that car's since, I don't know, I have to look at the date on the fastback, and then this one probably since February.
Okay, so about 4 months.
4 or 5 months, yeah. But it was supposed to be just a quick flip, but then he put it in the shop for so much of things, and it's been in the shop, and he just picked it up Thursday.
Making excuses and stuff. No, it's okay. I just don't understand.
I know. I don't understand it myself.
I mean, you help people. You're always helping people. That's what I always said. You need to slow down. You need to take time.
And everybody I've talked to, like I told you, I talked to Jennifer, I've talked to Glenn, I've talked to Michael. All these people, they're, they have nothing but, excuse me, great things to say about you, and they can't believe it.
I didn't believe it. I've just never been so. Nobody's ever just disrespected me like that.
Easterling shows little emotion, and his explanation sounds repetitive and rehearsed. He knows that he will be facing prison time, but he may be hoping he can get away with less severe charges.
And I just snapped.
What was it, him turning his back on you?
Yeah, well, he's just like told me it was no big deal, well, I'll get it. I got, he's got 49 cars, but they all got to be fixed, and he can't fix them, so it's just money just sitting there, and
we could use the money, and we weren't
hurting, but I mean,
but it's
I don't make a lot of, we used to just do 1 or 2 cars at a time, and it was fine, but then when his parents passed away, he inherited a bunch of money, but then he went and blew it all on all those cars that are just sitting there, have been sitting there for the last 6-7 years, and then I'm like, what are we supposed to do? We can't fix him, and he has no place to work in that shop. But I mean, if he just told me he didn't have my money, then it wouldn't have been a big deal. But just the way he talked to me, I don't know. I don't normally lose my temper that bad. I do have a temper, but I've never, like I said, I've never pull my gun on anybody or threaten anybody. But just the way he turned his back and was like, "Well, I've got to go. I've got other places to be." And I'm just left standing there.
What did you do afterwards? Your meeting?
I did. I was there. I made it to the station. I was just in shock. I just didn't know. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to take the car because I had money in the car.
We didn't need any.
Michael struck it in. He didn't even have a tow hitch on or a tray thing on it. So I was like,
It's just you,
I know.
Brian. You take that medicine. You had me pick up that medicine that day.
What's that?
You had me pick up your medicine. What day? Was it Thursday? Thursday.
Yeah.
I went to see you yesterday. Have you been out of that? Have you been?
I hate the medicine. It's just my temper. And I never felt like that rage, you know. And I don't know. I don't want to say, you know, I did it, but I was just so angry because I just wasted all this time, you know, because I went to Mako and he said, you know, he had to stay there because his stepdaughter had to leave. So
He always would give you the runaround.
Right, the runaround. And I was just tired of being in the runaround. I mean, when he needs something, I was always right there, you know, whatever he needed. Whatever he needed.
And that's what I say. You always help everybody. And I just think he overwhelmed you or something. I don't know. But it just doesn't make sense.
I know, it doesn't make sense. I couldn't make sense of it myself. But it was just a reaction that I regret. And I'll regret it the rest of my life. I didn't go there intentionally. And I mean, like I said, I was going to take Casey, but then he canceled on me. So then we turn around and come back, and then I thought he was just making excuses, but then he said that he just had to stop by his shop, and then he's like, you know, just poor me, and I didn't like being just let on and then not come through. So, but it was I don't know. It was just a stupid mistake. Because I love my, you know, Mike and I were, you know, his dog. We got him from me, you know. I mean, through his divorce, it's just, I really looked up to Mike, but then he just got too big, and then he started just treating the little people like shit. But he still needed things, but he just, I should have never even went over there. If you would have met me, I mean, it wouldn't have. I mean,
I don't know how I'm going to tell your daughter.
what?
I don't know how I'm going to talk.
You're just gonna have to call him, tell him that you need to talk to him, tell him I fucked up. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing else you can tell him. I mean, so many people I let down. I know. Everybody at work.
Over cars and money. all this stupid shit. And that's why I always hated it though, because you have to time consume and be always out there with the cars and just stressing and there's no reason.
Do either of y'all have any questions of me?
I don't know what to do.
Obviously, Brian, your warrant is a no bond warrant. There's no bond on it. You'll be booked into the Okaloosa County Jail tonight. They'll extradite you back to Escambia County, which is a few counties over. And from there, the legal. Ma'am? Oh, go ahead.
Can you say it again?
Yes, ma'am. He'll be booked into the the Okaloosa County Jail this evening, and then he'll have court. And since this crime happened in Escambia County, he'll have to be extradited, taken back to Escambia County in a few days, and then the court process, the legal process, will begin.
Just trying to do what was right. Blew up in my face.
I see you have your wedding ring on. Obviously, they're not going to let you have that in the jail. I don't know if you want to.
I can get it off. I ain't been able to take it off in years. You got some soap or something I can try to.
No, we'll get that handled for you. So that way you can give it.
And I'll be wearing mine to bed.
You want to say your goodbyes?
Come and hug her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so sorry, honey. I love you so much. I'm so sorry. But please, take care of June. Take care of your parents. And let them help you. And just tell whatever you gotta do. Take care of yourself. Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
I'm sorry too, whatever.
It's not your fault. It's just my. I don't know. I just.
Sorry.
If you want, we'll get out of here for a second. We'll be back in a second. We'll get that ring off for you that way.
I just need some soap or something, lubricant or something to get it off. My knuckles are just so swollen.
You're I know you're never ready.
Just do this. Just take Jim to the airport. Just let.
Yeah.
She's 80 years
Michael
old.
to do. I can't. You gotta quit worrying about everybody else.
I know, but she's 80 years old and she's flying to Japan. She can't miss her flight.
I'll figure it out. You
Somebody's-
don't want me driving right now.
Just don't say nothing. Just not right now. Let her go to Japan and not be. And then they'll figure out. We'll figure out things. Now, with accounts and stuff like that, I'll be able to get information to her just so she can.
Mhm.
Okay.
Michael has a lot of all that.
What?
Michael has a lot of all that, doesn't he?
He does.
He really helped me. You know, this is just.
Just let him.
Yeah, you'll be able to talk, all of that. Obviously, you know her phone number. You have it memorized, and
Yeah.
all of that.
So I get a hold of it. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Be strong, please.
All right, sir. Go ahead and stand up for me, okay? Turn around for me, okay? Place your hand by your back.
Put your hands up there. I'm just gonna double check you, make sure you ain't got anything sharp on you. You lift your hands up a little bit. There you go. Alright, we're gonna go out to my car, so we're gonna go out here and make a right.
Brian Easterling was charged with first-degree murder. He was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison.